PGT returns with the 2025 Texas Poker Open.
All in, lit the fire when you doubt it, now I'm all in. Put me with the best, bring the stars in. Undefeated mode, no falling.
From April 16th through the 29th, 21 events headlined by the $2 million guaranteed main event. For more information, use QR code for more details.
No falling.
Play your hand, play your hand. No counting the stacks, stacking the bags. 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 No play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand. Play your hand, play your hand.
Good evening and welcome to Champions Poker Live. It is time for the final table of our multi-bag, multi-stack event, multi-flight. 1,186 players played this event. We are down to the final 9. First place is $47,710. Not too bad for a $300 entry. Here is a look at the chip stacks. You can see Menezes in the 3 seat is our short stack at just under $1 million in chips. Our big stack at the moment is seat
4. It will be
4, yeah.
Mr.
Garcia with over $9 million in chips right now. There's a look at your payouts. Everybody at this table guaranteed $4,700, but it's $47,000 for first place. Everybody looking at that number. We're coming in with blinds of 75,000 and 150,000. Average stack right now 3.7 million in chips, or about 25 big blinds. So still plenty of play for all of these players here, or most of these players. Menezes is going to have to make something happen here soon, but 5 deuce offsuit's not going to be good. Going to be in the big blind next hand, so that's not feeling great. Kind of a rough table draw for the short stack. These players have been playing for 2 full days of poker. Everybody survived day 1. We did have 8 people double bag. Not sure if any of these players at this table were any of the double baggers, but there was a 900 bonus if you bagged more than 1 flight. And you get to take the best bag forward. Action folds all the way around to the button here. Davenport with 9-8 will raise it up to 325. And Hinojosa looking down at a very nice hand, ace-queen in the small blind. He's going to get it all in for about 2.3 million, and he will steal the big blind and Davenport's raise. Probably recognize Davenport there, Trick Time. He's played on a lot of high-stakes stream. He's been on our stream a number of times. Also quite the tournament player. Doesn't play tournaments as much, but when he does, he is very aggressive and he crushes it. His best cash was a 2nd place finish in a 10K WSOP mystery bounty for 679,000. So he's no stranger to some big scores.
Yeah, he typically likes playing main events or higher buy-in tournaments and will obviously travel for those. Some other familiar faces, though. Seat 3, Jonathan Menezes. Played some of our 1-3, 5-5, 5-10 games here. And then once it gets around to our seat 6, AC, Adrian Curry, a ring winner and pretty regular in our stream chat. So good to see him have a nice run here.
Yeah, and he's got a nice stack as well. Coming in definitely in the top half of the field, well over the average stack, 5.6 million.
Folds around to Davenport again here. Imagine he'll open this up again, the ace-8 and the cutoff. But another real hand right behind. Suited queen jack on the button.
Just going to come with the call here in position. And Hinojosa has been a regular here in the room lately. Hasn't been in our stream before, or that I'm aware of. But I do see him in the room a lot. Played some PLO with him. Super nice guy. Glad to see him make a deep run here. And our short stack looking down at Queen 9. This is a tough spot here where you can call and see a flop, but you're playing out of position and you've already put about half of your chips in the pot, or you can try to ship it here and steal it. But if you get called, you know you're probably not in good shape. You just hope you have 2 live cards.
So he does elect to get out of the way here. I think different if it was just a single raise and heads up. Davenport connects with the ace high flop, top pair, middling kicker, but that kicker is working around the 7-9. Backdoor straight opportunities. Exit.
Interesting to check after hitting there as the raiser. And Hinojosa taking a stab at it here, trying to steal.
And now Hinojosa connects on the turn. Don't imagine he'll slow down. This could be check jam from Davenport, but probably not liking his kicker that much. Does pick up a gut shot. And goes check, check. Board pairs itself, brings in the front door diamonds. Davenport with the check mark and SPR close to 1.
That's 375.
Goes for a little extra value here after the check back on the turn.
375.
Might get it.
Wow.
Nice lay down. Welcome to everybody watching us live. Let us know in the chat who you're sweating. I see AC getting a little love in the chat and Carrera getting a little love. Let us know who you're sweating. Who you predict to win this. 47,710 up top.
Yeah, and I'm actually excited to see Carrera play. He's a player that actually didn't give us anything to work off as far as show notes go. And I've never played with him. I've had a chance to play or commentate with every other player here at the final table. So interesting to see how he does in this lineup. The suited king queen for Barris under the gun. Barris is one of the shorter stacks.
Five raised to 200. 6-4.
Yeah, just under 10 big blinds for him. Does open this king queen suited.
8-4.
Yeah, and he should get a lot of respect for this open,
9-4.
especially off of his stack.
1 folds. 2 folds.
Folds around into the blinds. Nobody anything to really give action except the short tis stack. The ace-5 offsuit, but he does go with it.
Call. 4 folds. 5 calls.
So third hand into our final table here, and cards are on their backs.
Two of the shorter stacks here. Menezes needing the help the most as the shortest stack, but he does have the best hand currently But whoever wins this one, the other player is either going to be eliminated or crippled here. And Barris picks up a pair. Menezes needing an ace. Does not get it.
Here you go. Good game, bro. Good game. Good luck, guys.
Nice run for Jonathan. But unfortunately, he will be eliminated in 9th place. Takes home $4,710, leaving 8 players with a guarantee of $6,150.
I mean, $4,700 off of a $300 buy-in. Definitely not bad at all.
Not so bad, indeed. You got the money in good. All you can hope for is to win a bunch of flips and get that top prize. Got here a little early today. There was three tables left when I got here, about 21 players. Man, what a stacked lineup. It's hard to get down to this final table, for sure.
Six folds.
Kudos to all of these gentlemen. We also had a blackjack bounty tournament going on today, and people, as they busted out of this, were getting into that, and that was a crazy looking stacked lineup in that game too. Two really nice tournaments here at Champions today. And if you like the mixed games, we got another one tomorrow, a nice tournament, 7 o'clock, PLO mix, PLO Big O, and PLO 8, 250 buy-in, 5K guarantee. That should be a fun one at 7 p.m.
And this is a fun one for Barris. Just eliminated the only stack that he had covered at the table. Now, in the big blind, looks down at red aces. I'm sure all the players know, as you at home probably know, if you've followed other streams, our stream, and know Trick Time to be very wide and very aggressive player. Could be opening anything even still with tournament action.
5 raises to 870, 850.
So Barris does come with a 3-bet to 850
9 folds.
and just takes it down.
You want some action with those aces. Final table is never quite as talkative as the cash games. Everybody hyper-focused here.
We'll learn. We'll talk when we get comfortable. We ain't comfortable yet.
Anyone watching Severance?
No, I haven't seen that show. I hear it's good, though.
It's good. About to have the second season finale.
Yeah, maybe want to pick that one up.
7 folds. 8 folds.
Pocket pair now for Davenport.
9 raised to 300. 1 folds.
Kings for Epperson in the cutoff.
Oh, wow.
2 raises.
Looks like he's coming in for sizable 3-bet as well.
2 raises to 870.
As you should. We may have a clash here on the button. Pocket 10s for Garcia, the chip leader.
4 calls.
Suited ace queen in the small blind.
Barris, one of the shorter stacks here still, even after eliminating a player just a couple of hands ago. Very disciplined laydown there of the suited ace. All that action in front of him. Will be heads up between Epperson and Garcia. Jay gets out of the way as well with the 7s. And a queen in the window. But behind that, Garcia binks a set.
Epperson quickly jams and gets immediately snapped off by the tens.
Garcia beat him into the pot.
Yeah,
I thought you might have had queens too.
like tabled the tens before Epperson got all the chips in.
And Bear saying he had that ace queen. Man,
Behind you.
Jack.
You got a shove on that.
Looking to straighten out on the river or hit the king.
I say
Does not come. Tens fill up and eliminate. Epperson cracking his kings.
the rich get richer. The chip leader busting Epperson. He'll go home with 6150. But Garcia picking up a bunch of chips there, increasing his chip lead. And then there was 7. That was just a cooler of a spot there. Love to have kings and not see an ace on board. Can't fault him for getting the money in the middle.
Yeah, you're going.
Garcia now with 14.3 million of the 33 million chips in play, almost half of them.
Don't be a hater, man. Nah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
Take that money out. Y'all leave all in me. But you don't have to. You're the one that work it. Hey, take that money out.
Just get heads up with me, huh?
No, leave money. You still haven't got that hook figured out. Leave my brother.
And another big hand for Davenport. Suited ace, 7-handed.
Him all early today. We've been in the same forever.
9 raised.
I'm not sure if he has folded pre-flop. I think he's raised every hand so far.
Yeah, if it's not every hand, it's almost every hand for sure. At least 4 of the 6 hands Davenport's opened, which is going to make him seem really loose, but we've seen that he's had a hand every time.
7 folds. 3 players.
Got the best one here. Garcia calling with the suited connector and Curry defending the small blind with Jack 10. All fine until this happens. 5-6 flops the nuts.
Garcia running hot. Not just flopping the nuts, but does have backdoor clubs to go with it. Checks around.
Back. I love it.
Club.
Oh, and a club.
Starting to come. He's got a open-ended straight flush draw now.
And the check mark.
6 check.
Now Davenport making a move. Garcia coming with the raise here. Probably going to end this now. He's hoping that Davenport has some piece of this or some kind of draw, but going to be a raise and take it. Garcia running super hot. Up over 15 million now. The next closest stack, Carrera and Curry, just over 5 million each.
And aces for the chip leader. Just running pure on the table.
Four is 375. 5 folds.
opens to 375. You've seen all other players with the min open to 300 on these 75, 150 blinds, but all the chips in play, it seems like, for Garcia, and he can definitely size up and deny some flops or charge players to get in pots with him.
Yeah, I like that. Put pressure on the shorter stacks, create bigger spots. Everybody else wants to keep the pots small.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind bloating some pots, especially when it seems like he's dragging every single one of them. I mean, even if he doubles somebody up, he's still going to have half the chips in play.
One fold. Four folds. 5 folds.
Walking chips, they call it. Folds to Curry's cutoff. He opens ace-jack off, and Yusuf offsuit king-queen on the button.
Getting tired. Yeah, me too.
And Curry going with a little bit bigger of a sizing on this open as well.
You don't even have a clock in here, do you?
Yeah, given the table configuration, shortest stack behind him, Yusuf, and Davenport also under 2 million. He can definitely open up a little bit bigger when it folds around to him like this. The only person he's really got to worry about is Carrera in between those two.
9 calls. Heads up.
But ace-jack versus ace-3, the best of it in position here. Davenport defends the big blind and flops. Bottom pair. Pairs the kicker.
9 stacks.
The only pair that would help him.
High flop.
6 bets.
Basically a mandatory c-bet here from Curry.
Nine calls.
And a mandatory call. Davenport less than pot behind.
9 checks. 6 checks.
Checks through on the turn here. Curry bricks out.
9 checks.
Takes his ace-high showdown value, but is going to see that Davenport outflopped it.
Yeah.
Suited ace wheel for Barris.
It's a suited ace-10 for Curry. Right behind, he calls. Whole lot of aces we just saw. Blinds are out of the way, and board comes 6-high rainbow. Very connected. Connected enough for Barris to have an open ender with the ace-3. Backdoor clubs to go with it.
5 bets. 250.
Yeah, pretty rare that ace tray and ace 10 are still a flip after the flop.
Curry out of the way.
First.
Almost didn't do that.
5 folds.
There's definitely getting dealt in, which is always nice when you're on the final table, but definitely some discipline and awareness to fold the queen jack under the gun offsuit. Oh, it folds to Davenport here on the button. He's got a suited queen 10.
What's that?
A rare limp.
Up 2 times. I'm just saying, up 2 times, but.
Dan calls.
Invites the suited ace wheel in from the small blind, also just limping, and Garcia
And I'm good.
gets to check the option.
Yeah, I made a few times.
Hinojosa a little under-repped here with this ace out of position,
I don't play cash too much.
but does not really connect.
That's the cash, man. He's on,
Top pair for Garcia and Davenport. Davenport with the better kicker.
he's on the big strings. Big ones. He's a cash, super cash player. Big cash.
Garcia bets, Davenport calls, and the last 10 finds the board. That is a devastating card for Garcia. He can afford it, but almost certainly going to double up Davenport here unless he improves.
$1 million in the pot going into the board pairing turn, and Garcia continues for 350.
See who? See who?
Davenport can just call in position, and
Yeah, you.
SPR perfect for him.
And no change here. Queen 10 with the check mark.
Well, let me take that.
Both players feel like they have an absolute lock on the hand here.
I'll go back and find them hands, but just to watch the stream,
Front door clubs have missed.
some hands, I'll definitely go back.
Well, that's 5.
Really, any trips here should be feeling like the effective nuts.
Quick time taking inventory. Putting on a little show here. Interesting to watch when you know that he's going to try to get all these chips in the middle. Oh, wow. Just calls.
I see him.
Thought about it for a minute.
Wow. I don't see how those chips don't get all in the middle there, but I guess you could be worried about a full house or a straight, and you don't want to
He had enough to put him.
lose your tournament.
I was big enough.
Yeah, that might have just been ICM play to stay on the table just in case, cooler situation. There are obviously some shorter stacks here, and I think Davenport definitely wants to push his edge and realize that edge on this table.
For sure. Difference between 7th and 1st is $40,000, so I suppose want to hang on to those chips.
Folds, 7 folds. 8 folds.
Now ace king for Davenport.
Non-raised to 300.
All in.
1 raises or 1.
And then a suited king 9 jams on the button. This is definitely going to get snapped off once it gets back around to Davenport.
Oh, shit.
Cards on their backs. King 9 gonna need a lot of help here. And that's not it. 1 heart on board.
Oh no. Well, he could chop it now. Need a 3. Nope.
3 for the chop.
I folded a 9.
And that will do it.
Good game, man.
Hinojosa going home in 7th place with 77.50. And just like that, down to only 6 players. Guaranteed 9,600 now. First place still 47,710. Everybody looking at that number on top of the clock.
Oh, he's the man that been
Huh?
he said I finally got him, but you the man that been, I said. You can't touch him. You say 1 and 6. You said 1 and 6.
That's touching. Hey, that's touching.
Just.
You are gonna have to make some space for the
Yeah. Get them cards in there.
Action starting with our short stack here.
I had 7 folds.
And he's got to feel good about jumping a few spots there, including Epperson getting eliminated, who came into this final table with the 3rd biggest stack.
Yeah, it's always nice to get some ladders that you feel like you might not have been entitled to when coming in as one of the shorter stacks, and you see some larger stacks go out before you do. So a little bit of pressure off of Yusuf in that case.
5 folds.
Carrera opening here with Queen Jack. Garcia finding Ace 10 on the button will defend. That was a large open. A 3x open from Carrera, so already 1.27 in the middle. Oh, wow. Queen Jack improves. Garcia with a gut shot.
I think that's 350.
Carrera c-betting 350.
Four calls. Check.
Call is made and the board pairs. Carrera slowing down now. Garcia does have that ace of clubs in his hand, so he could represent if another club comes. But really looking for an ace or a queen here.
550.
Queen would be devastating for Carrera. Garcia putting the pressure on. 550 is the bet. And a spot here now for Carrera, because he doesn't really want to tangle with the chip leader that much when there's so many stacks shorter than his out there. Garcia taking advantage of that, puts in a pretty big bet and takes down a pot that he didn't connect to. So not only is he running good, he's playing great.
Yeah, very solid player. We've seen him on this final table here at Champions before, and I'm sure we'll see him again in the future. Seems like he typically only comes out for some of the larger buy-in events or multi-flights. Definitely likes tournaments and is proficient at them as well, which is always a nice combination.
Yeah, these multi-flight events are such a great ROI for these great players. 300 buy-in, first place 47.7. That's crazy. Almost 200x your money.
Carrera under the gun, just limping in here with a suited king queen. Folds into the blinds. Curry comes in with worse clubs. And Yusuf, sevens, is just going to jam it.
And blinds have just gone up to 100 and 200,000. So Yusuf here with about 7.5 big blinds. Any pocket pair good enough. Carrera really under-repped with this king-queen, but he gets out of the way. And what a pickup here for Yusuf.
It's his big blind and ante back and picks up 2 other blinds as well.
And when you got 7 bigs and you can pick up 2 bigs, that's pretty good without a flop. Take that every time.
I think once he faded the snap by Carrera there, he felt very good about it. That under the gun limp can sometimes be an indicator of some trapping, but wasn't the case that time. Ace wheel out of the way under the gun there for Davenport. Understandably so. Now folds around to Curry's mallards on the button.
4 million.
He'll open.
You said 4 million?
One. What did you say? I thought you said I had 1 million. I thought he said one. One. I thought
1 million?
That's what I heard.
No,
I could only hear it.
I said 4 million.
He said 4 million.
I thought he said 4
Oh,
million.
okay. I thought he said 1 million. Yeah. No, I heard. You heard it right.
No,
He said
had
4 million.
Okay, so you
Some confusion there on the open sizing, and he effectively just jammed. He announced 4 million.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and he's got less than 4 million in his stack, so that'll be all in. Now he has slightly more than 4 million in his stack.
Hey, I was fine with it. Either or. 400, 4 million. 400, 4 million.
Or a misclick.
Yeah, I think he meant to say 400, probably.
4 million too.
It worked. It worked out.
I was okay with it.
The rare live misclick. I've done it a few times.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's like we're in booth with each other quite a lot.
Right.
Maybe even 4 times a week.
You were thinking that I misclick live a lot? Or
No. That too.
$450.
Million?
That's a better bet.
Million?
Same thing. Whatever he want to call it.
Reopening this one with suited ace 8. Does go 450,000 this time, not 4 million. Davenport defending the big blind with 10-9. Top 2 for Curry. Gut shot for Davenport.
$500.
Bet and take it there for Curry. On to the next.
Red queens in the cutoff for our short stack. Yusuf.
Yeah, 9 big blinds. It's going to be an all-in.
Comes into the chip leader who has ace-9. Gonna get a count.
Yusuf's going to have a pretty wide opening range here with just 9 big blinds, but ace-9 is kind of on that line, right?
Yeah, especially offsuit. You'd like to pick up that little bit of additional equity when suited. Garcia does have, obviously, the chips to afford a little bit of a flip and losing a flip, especially to Yusuf's stack. But Yusuf also not the type of player you want to be doubling up.
Yeah. And a disciplined laydown there from Garcia, as you said, just doesn't want to give chips away for free there. Yusuf is going to have a lot of King X and maybe Queen Jack in his range, but everything else is going to be better aces or small pocket pairs that are better than a flip against ace-9.
Yeah, and you also buy, I wouldn't call that overfolding there, but you could potentially overfold that spot specifically just to continue to handcuff the other players. As long as Yusuf and Boris are on the table, some of these other players need to tighten up for ICM considerations.
For sure, yeah, he can keep stealing chips 300,000 at a time and not have to worry about putting 2 million in there against a hand that may be better.
6 folds. 7 folds. 8 folds.
Davenport reaching for chips with the queen 4 on the button. Just over the min open. 4 1/4. Queen 9 in the small blind makes the call. Big blind looking down at Jack 9 off. We're going multi-way here.
3 players.
Whole bunch of Broadway on the flop. Ace, king, king. First to stab should win. And so it's Davenport with the position. Makes it tough to continue. Even if you don't believe Davenport here, you kind of just got to go on the side of caution and let him steal it.
Davenport with chips is a scary thing. He will be hyper aggressive. And he has moved into that second spot. 6.5 million for him.
Yeah, I'm sure he has that strategy, and I think the biggest testament to the strategy is
They over there having a party.
the just call that we saw earlier. Garcia and Davenport both making trip 10s, and would normally expect all the chips to be in the middle in a situation like that, but Davenport playing for first place, doesn't care about anything else, wants to make sure that he gets this down to heads up.
This one folding all the way around to the blinds. Barris with an ace in the small blind. And just under 10 big blinds. Not jamming, just going with an open of 500, but takes the big blind either way.
Easy. I just hate the hard ones.
Folds to bears. Ace 10 off. Comes with 450. I think different here if suited for Yusuf. But hasn't folded it yet. These are our two shortest stacks here. Yusuf does eventually make the fold there.
Yeah, there's definitely a mental part of this game where if you have the shortest stack, you can feel like you're being picked on and you want to defend. But Yusuf, with a lot of experience being in these spots, realizes that sometimes they're just going to have a better hand. And King 5 is definitely one of those ones that you don't want to needlessly put chips in the pot with.
I mean, when you peel that back, if you see the king at first, you're like, okay.
Here we go.
And then you peel the offsuit 5, and you're like, maybe a little bit of posture to try to tighten him up. Maybe he doesn't open my big blind so wide next time if he is opening wide here. Curry, not going to open wide on this one, though. Kings on the button. Folds to him.
That'd be a good one to accidentally put 4 million in with.
Yeah. But does go standard. Doesn't want to just rip in the aces or kings. Want to get value from the strongest hands. Does not. Just picks up the blinds and ante. Also not bad. We saw the kings get cracked earlier for 8th place, was it? 8th or 7th for Epperson.
Yeah. Epperson was eliminated in 8th place.
Garcia, our chip lead with most of the chips in play, been relatively quiet after that strong heater. 7 deuce. Still going to keep him quiet.
Did make that one great play against Yusuf. The ace-10 versus the queen-jack. Or was that Carrera?
Carrera, yeah.
Carrera.
Yeah, just tough for Carrera in that spot, especially once he checked the turn there, out of position against a stack and player like Garcia. Never fun.
The run good seems to have shifted here to Curry, who now has another quality hand. Pocket nines in the cutoff, and he'll open this one as well. 2 pocket pairs in a row. When it's six-handed, any pocket pair is a pretty strong hand.
Davenport, suited 10, will defend. Board comes queen high, 2 diamonds. Not a club in sight for Davenport.
A relatively safe flop for the nines. Only 1 over card. He's going to continue and just take it down right there.
Almost seemed like Curry didn't want to continue there, but knew that he should and does take it.
Yeah, Davenport with chips is dangerous. He could check raise there with air or actually have a queen. Just scary. He looks intimidating even when he's getting a massage.
Maybe even more so.
Yeah.
Like, why you look so mean when you should be just completely chilled out with a massage?
Famously, great stare downs from Trick Time.
Yeah, I love when he's staring down a player that's directly to his left or right, because it just seems that much more intense when he goes out of his way to turn his head directly into that player. It's a long stare. It's not a short stare by any means.
Got a clash here. Curry opening with ace-10 and Carrera looking down at ace-king on the button.
Eight raises at one.
Getting it all in for 2.7.
Quickly folds around.
Curry shows it and folds. Carrera will also show.
Yeah. No drama.
Supposed to go fishing.
You said fishing?
Yeah.
We're gonna buy you a new rod now. You gonna buy you a new rod.
There you go. Yeah. I have a couple of kayaks. We go kayak fishing down in Galveston Bay and the areas back there. It's a lot of fun. I'm retired now, so I go a lot.
Holding around to the dealer button here, not much for anybody. Carrera did have a little ace there, ace-7 offsuit. But Davenport will open this with jack-6 on the button. Gonna run into it here. Barris with queens in the big blind. Appears to be a raise to 1 million. That'll get it done. Carrera, jacks. Thinking about a sizing here, and it looks like he's going to go big. That's 6 or 8. 800,000. 4x.
Oh, and Curry with aces in the big blind. Interesting if he finds a non-all-in raise here.
2 million.
6 races to 2 million.
He does announce 2 million. And this is a spot for Carrera where it's really just all in or fold.
Yeah, you don't want to see a flop with jacks and then have to make a decision for the 1/3 of your chips left.
All in, and AC is going to beat him into the pot, obviously.
Yeah, nothing you can do here.
Six-handed, jacks versus aces, just running into it.
Three, the bigger stack as well, so Carrera will need to improve here or he will be eliminated, and so far, ace is looking good. Backdoor spades or a jack. That won't do it. Jack only now. But it's the 8 of spades, and that will eliminate Carrera. 6th place.
Hold up. Please.
Taking home $9,600 today. Andre making sure the count is right, but we know that the chip stacks are correct there. Carrera will be going home. Curry will be chipping up a little bit here. That was one of the bigger stacks left here at the table. Now everybody guaranteed 5 figures. 11,625 to 5th place. 47,710 up top. Everybody looking at that number. And only 5 players left fighting for it. Average stack now 34.
What it is, man.
I mean, why would you protect?
But one man
It is what it is.
has a lot of them.
When he raised it bigger than normal, I like it. He got Jackson's hands.
But it doesn't matter because you're gonna get all probably anyway.
All right, that's why I re-raised him. I wanted to see if he was going flat.
Right.
Well done.
I know you have to.
Hey.
You know, seeing a final 5 like this
to
is
make him fold. I wanted him.
absolutely amazing.
You think he was going against Ace King, maybe.
Yeah.
That's why.
To 400.
Jack 10's going to open things up here. King Queen for the chip leader. Quick call. Boris is out of the way, and so is Curry. Yusuf, a suited king here, and a great price, but not much behind.
Yeah, tricky situation where pretty cheap price to see the flop, but could be dominated a lot of the time. You hit your king and then lose your stack to something like King Queen, which Garcia actually has here. And you hit your 4 and you're just scared.
Yeah. How to navigate out of position against 2 other players, and you can see Davenport has flop top pair. So Yusuf, a lot of discipline there, and will keep his tournament life.
4 checks.
Goes check, check. And now Garcia takes the lead on the turn.
Oh, wow. I like the check from Davenport. A lot of times that's going to get you paid, but obviously this didn't turn out well for him. He's definitely aware, though, that a higher card coming out here is not the way you want to spring that trap.
And again, I think this is just chip preservation by
Everybody.
Jay. It is top pair on the flop, but still marginal with 2 cards to come.
He made it.
So he can go check call.
He's been playing solid all day. He got one hand where he was
Front door
behind.
clubs come in. Board straightens out on the end as well.
Aces.
Davenport just trying to get this one to showdown.
And he hit a 7 on the turn. That's the only hand I seen he was behind.
And I imagine Garcia going to look for some additional value, especially holding King of Clubs here as well.
Cool, that's 5. 600. 9 calls.
It's looked up pretty quickly.
And the rich get richer. A nice pot there, 3.4 million. And Garcia now up over 16 million. Very close to half the chips in play with 5 players remaining.
Poker, a game of infinite complexity. How simple can we make it? Every hand I play is a teacher, each emotion a guide. Our experience and technological innovation will help you unlock your game's potential. Octopi Poker. Pursue mastery.
Quick break for the players, but not for us. Cut that out, and we're right back to the action. Blinds have gone up. $125, $250 are the blinds now, and with 5 players remaining. Average stack, 27 big blinds. But Garcia obviously skewing that, having half the chips in his stack. First walk of the stream goes to trick time.
Question in chat by Poker Yay, I assume that is, asking the buy-in. It was just a $300 buy-in, but there were 1,186 entries. Oh, sizable guarantee here. 47,710 to first place off of that $300 buy-in. Davenport, bottom pair on the flop, nut kicker. Glance over his shoulder quickly there. Right behind the dealer is our tournament clock. Couple TV monitors behind the dealers there.
$1.4.
A little bit of a jump ahead there. technical difficulties. That was the very next hand, and it looks like Garcia taking that one down and increasing his lead to over 17 million. Now has more than half the chips in play. Another suited king for Yusuf. This one's slightly better, and no raise in front of him this time. Only 6 big blinds. I think he just has to go with it, and he does. King 8 suited. 1.2 million. Almost 1.3. And he gets it through. Picking up 2.5 big blinds. When you have the shortest stack, that feels really good. You want to win at least one hand in orbit so you can try to find something to go with. This one folding around to the button, and Barris looking down at King Kong. At the shortest stack in the big blind. A dream scenario where short stack might feel picked on, and Barris going with pretty big sizing here. 600,000. Sorry, 700,000, even bigger than I thought. Interesting play there with the short stack and the big blind. I think you could go smaller and hope that they ship it on you, or maybe even just limp in. You're not afraid of much. You could take that hand multi-way pretty easily, or squeeze it back if the big blind ships. But he raises and takes it. Another pocket pair. This one in Garcia's hand, pocket 8s. He is under the gun, but he's got all the chips in the world. He will open this one 475, it looks like. No, 575. Another pretty standard open. Action folding around the Davenport in the big blind. Does have a king, but does not defend.
Button move. Move it. There you go. That's 7 of diamond. No?
7. I think it's 7. What was it 7?
Well,
you want a blue now? I need a blue jacket.
Didn't I start with blue jacket?
Yeah.
What happened?
they got to get a blue deck.
Do a different deck.
Oh, blue deck.
When they come out, they got to bring a different deck out instead of the same.
Quick deck change here.
It's already been checked.
Yeah, it looked like Yusuf saw a mark on one of the cards. Pretty easy to get a little bend or a little crease in the cards. Especially these RFID cards. They're a little thicker than normal and they don't hold up to the abuse as well as standard playing cards out on the floor. Quick fold around to the blinds. Davenport with 10-8 in the small blind. Just going to call. Garcia probably not going to push the action too much here. Is suited. Got your favorite hand, 7 deuce.
I will admit, it's more of a cash format type of hand.
He is coming with a raise there, though.
I mean, this is for the highlight reel. Has the chips to do it. Does he table it?
You tried to get me earlier with that shit.
Just shows everybody, yeah. This is the stack that I'm working with. I can have some fun here. 47,000 up top.
He put me all in with that earlier. Yeah.
Ace wheel for Yusuf. Gets it all in there. I see 7-4 diamonds going into the muck, but can't blame him too much with the all in already. Raise and take it for Yusuf. Good result.
Take all of it. Maybe some of it.
I'm pretty sure Yusuf has not seen a flop yet. If he's been involved, it's been all in and no flop required. But he's laddered up multiple times, more so than he potentially should have, given stack distribution coming into the final 9.
I don't recall him having a hand that he wanted to see a flop with, so that's probably good news for him. I mean, obviously you want to double up when you can, but always better to just pick up a pot, especially when you're the shortest stack.
I just knew you was going to try something.
I believe that's our first walk of the final table.
He thought about it. I'd seen him wait.
And what a time to do it, Curry, with the ace queen.
I'm just saying. I was like,
I'm waiting on you on this one.
I'm just saying. I was like, exactly. Outstanding, bro. I like, try something.
3 times now. I'm calm.
I ain't mad at it, but allegedly, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Go check him out.
I was gonna find out that time for sure. I was gonna find out.
Oh, sorry.
Holly.
Ace king for Garcia. Facing a raise from Davenport, gets it all in. Ace 10 for Davenport here. He's already got 500,000 in the middle. Started the hand with 2.5 million. Has to get out of the way.
Yeah, I know y'all can go to that table and play heads up if y'all want to. Y'all too.
Yeah.
We'll play, y'all can go over there and play heads up if y'all. But I'm just saying with their chips, they go over there and play. In the winter, come back over here while we just fold around. Go ahead and move.
Another walk for Davenport. I believe only 2 walks of the entire final table, and they were both for Davenport. I guess that sort of makes sense. With Yusuf having the shortest stack, he's the one most likely to fold the small blind.
Sevens for Curry now.
Makes it a cool $500,000. Garcia defending the big blind here with a suited queen. Heads up we go. And picks up a flush draw. Does Garcia. Seven's still in the lead for the moment, but 2 overcards. He's going to check it back. And clubs get there right out of the gate. The run good continues for the chip leader. Now he'll lead out for $500,000. Curry with a gut shot makes the call. He's drawing dead, we can see. Board pairs. Curry the second largest stack. Garcia doesn't have a huge incentive to go after Curry here, and Curry definitely doesn't want to tangle with Garcia. Goes for, looked like about a half pot bet there, $1 million or 1.1, but Curry instantly folding in any case, and another big pot going to Garcia, now up over 20 million out of the 34 million in play.
Suited 9 for Davenport. He opens on the button here. Garcia out of the way. And Davenport with another steal here.
Can't pull the 7 deuce on it.
Action folding around to the button. Garcia, King 9. He's going to raise it. 550. Barris in the small blind with King Queen. Down to less than 10 big blinds. Barris came into this final table as one of the shortest stacks. He and Yusuf were down at the bottom there and have both laddered up a number of spots. Barris just making the call here. He's going to be in pretty good shape and hits top pair. That's all in and ends the hand right there.
Huh?
Picks up a nice little pot,
you
though.
want me to snap?
Now
You want me to snap? Ladder up.
15 big
Ladder
blinds.
up.
Ish.
Well, I hit top pair, so.
Queen eight?
King queen.
I'm just messing with you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm messing with you.
So go, y'all can wait.
A lot of king in there.
Y'all can wait on the road.
Almost thought about shoving, but I thought,
Y'all
I
could
have
kill
to
me.
shove.
Y'all gonna wait for 6 hours.
Suited ace-6 for Bears now.
I bet 600,000.
$1.5.
6 raises, 2.7.
And Curry with the king queen suited. 3 betting. 1.5 million.
You just getting tired of me raising the blinds? Is that what you mean?
I told you I was going to wait for you. I told him I was going to wait
I
for
have
him.
a very good hand.
I hope you do. I hope you do. Told you I was going to wait for you.
Just got lucky.
Sometimes it's like that.
5-handed, this is a
I'm
good
gonna
hand.
stop you. I'll make you think about it for
I know, I'll fold.
But it's the worst ace,
Well,
and he
you know,
does
you know.
fold.
Why you did that? Let me.
No, I ain't giving them no information.
Yeah, it's 8 though.
You go back and look at it on the screen. But I ain't gonna.
Right, now I can go back and see what you did.
There you go. I'm giving. That's why I did it. Just so you can go look.
I'm gonna go all in though if you don't do anything.
Yeah.
But you got me, baby. Let's do it.
King Queen, definitely well known for
Well, I'll probably save a little
falling
money.
into the 3-bet and even 4-bet category due to blocking properties, blocking opponents from having combos of ace king, king x, even ace queen,
I'm gonna jam in your face. I'm all in.
especially out of position. You don't want to be
Double me up, baby.
coming into the pot passively.
One folds to the blinds, and Yusuf all in. Queen 10 suited. Davenport getting a count, but unlikely to defend here with 7-5. It's going to be a
775.
pretty decent portion of his chips. About a third of them.
Give it to him in a cash game. He's in there.
For sure. Yusuf survives another orbit.
Playing the short stack very well. Finding multiple ladders and
I need a double from the chip league, man. Gotta share it.
Glad I ain't no chip, dude. I know.
I ain't fucking with you.
I know. You know. I'm glad I ain't the chip lead right now.
now requesting a courtesy double up and some action from Garcia.
5-4, 6-4.
This might be the hand to do it with. Ace-8 on the button. Folds to him.
Takes inventory and jams it.
We'll wait until it's confirmed.
I'm all in.
He said, I think. Hey, he got a maybe on there.
Ooh, and Davenport with a hand that can definitely defend with as wide as Yusuf's range should be. And he's all in over the top.
Almost expected Garcia to wake up with aces or kings somehow, but he's out of the way.
So far, so good for the short stack. Ace high remaining the best hand.
Deuce.
Pkwy Picks up a pair, unnecessary. Just needs to avoid a king or a jack, and does. Full double for Yusuf.
Nice hand.
And now Davenport, the shorter stack, at the table. Just under $1 million left for him.
What the?
You still in his big blind.
He said he's still mad at me.
So he been stealing mine still. I've been voting, but I like
How
it.
do you think I'm stealing?
No, I ain't saying stealing, but I'm saying raising.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say stealing, raising. But I gotta stop that. I need a hand to stop it. That's what I tell myself. I need a hand to stop it.
Right.
I can't stop it just to stop it, but I need a hand to stop it. That's it.
Been a rough few orbits here for Davenport. Had 6 million chips about 12 hands ago. And is now the short stack. Both of the shorter stacks doubling up. Now each have over 10 big blinds. Davenport down to about 6. And this is not the hand to go with, but in my opinion, but he gets the chips in the middle with jack high. And it's going to work out. Barris gave it a little bit of thought with the queen 10. What do I know?
Given game flow, I can see it. I mean, we just did see it, but Barris has been a little bit tighter, a little more passive, you could say. And even Garcia with the chip lead hasn't been super out of line. So jamming into a chip leader with a monster stack like that, probably not feeling so good, but Davenport does get that one through and now has a strong hand given his stack and just comes in for min open. Looks very strong.
And I feel part of it was jack 6 almost certainly going to be 2 live cards, so if you do get called, at least you have that going for you. Queen jack, not so much. But he's going to be in good shape here as Curry defends the big blind with jack 10. Davenport has him dominated and hits that flop. Curry open-ended though.
Come on.
And instantly jams.
You have 16, 19, 17.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I folded 9, 8, 9.
And some credit to Jay for not just snapping it off. He's looking at Barris's stack, Yusuf's stack, and saying, yeah, I call. And holds.
Yeah, the queens will hold, and Davenport right back in it. Barris, Yusuf, and Davenport all very close in chips. Barris a little less now after that hand.
No, I need that.
Well, you know, I was okay with it.
Right there.
I was open and if he hit it, he hit.
One of your answers.
I was okay with it.
What a quick spin up for Davenport.
Spin down and then spin back up. Yeah, I was just saying he had 6 million 12 hands ago. I guess it was 14 hands ago now. Yeah, right back in the action. But same opponent now has him dominated.
6 calls.
Curry with king queen suited, just calling here. Wow, Yusuf waking up with 9-10 suited could close the action. He's not in an emergency situation anymore, so he can do that. Might be our first three-way flop of the final table. I can't remember. Might have been
We've
one
had
other one.
one other, yeah. And just like that, everybody with a piece, but Curry flops the nut straight.
And 2 pairs for Yusuf. Davenport with a pair and a gut shot. Like, everybody's got a big hand here. A 5-handed situation. Blind versus under the gun.
2 strongest hands have checked it on over to Davenport, who checks it as well.
What is going on here?
Brick turn. The offsuit 4.
Yusuf is in a bad way here. Curry's probably going to lead a little bit, and then Yusuf's going to jam.
You called it correctly. Curry didn't want this to check through. Leads out and gets a jam from Yusuf. Yusuf gonna need the board to pair in a very specific way, a 10 or a 9.
And there's a 10 in the muck. It's not going to play out that way. Rough spot there for Yusuf. He did ladder up several spots, though. He came into this final table with one of the shortest stacks and got all the way to 5th place in a 5-figure payout. $11,625 going home with him. And now we're down to the final 4. Little repositioning of the players there as we come back to the action. First place, $47,710. All 4 of these players guaranteed over $15,000 at this point. And we're right back to the action. That elimination put Curry up close to $10 million in chips. Barris and Davenport need to make something happen here, as the blinds have gone up to 300K and each of them has less than 10 big blinds. Well, here's a hand for Barris to get him in with ace-queen, but unfortunately, he's going to run into Curry's aces here. Curry just eliminated a player on the previous hand and now wakes up to aces.
Oh my gosh.
The second time that somebody has jammed into Curry's aces. This time he didn't have to work for it. Previously, he found a 3-bet with him. Called off a 4-bet all in, and there are some diamonds out there for the ace of diamonds for Barris. Needs to go running diamonds here. But that won't do it. Drawing dead on the turn, unfortunately for him, but
back-to-back bust-outs.
Not so unfortunately. Picking up a nice payday off of a $300 buy-in. $15,500 for Barris.
Great run there for Barris, and nothing you can do there. 4-handed, you're never folding ace-queen. Not with less than 10 big blinds.
And he'll be back. It's also amazing seeing just a great turnout across the board. As we mentioned, 1,186 entries, and a lot of them local. Barris has played plenty of our tournaments here at Champions, so always good to see deep runs by a lot of our regulars.
Oh, right now? Okay, yeah, we'll go pause the clock.
Like, players are gonna take a quick break here.
Yeah.
The PGT returns with the 2025 Texas Poker Open.
All in.
As I said, quick break. And we're coming right back to the action.
I'm over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? You get, yeah. Sorry, I'll put it.
Oh, you good. I just want to make sure.
Suited king for Davenport here, and looks like he's going to get the chips in the middle. Less than 10 big blinds. Or just over 10 big blinds now.
He's done the Euro move, I believe. It looked like he left
most of the way in.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
But Curry's going to help him out.
Will it be 3 bust outs in a row? It looks like it. Ace 10 suited versus King 5 suited. Same suit. Davenport needing some help here. Ace 10 still good. Davenport looking for a king or a 5. Does not get either on the turn. And the ace high will hold. And just like that, Curry busts out 3 players in a row and is virtually tied in chips here with Garcia. Garcia has had the giant chip lead for the entire tournament. And then in the span of 3 hands, it's basically even. Trick time. Jay Davenport going home with over $20,000 for his third place finish.
That or every other year.
Now we are heads up.
Okay, so it's not in Houston every year.
I saw an ad for it, but I think it was somewhere else.
Okay, cool.
All in. 9 goes all in.
Goes for all of it.
Yeah, he wasn't happy to find out that the voice of the guy you were just talking about was just like an old white lady.
I didn't know that. That's wild.
Yeah. He was just like, that's Monkey D. Luffy or whatever. He's like, what? He's like, no, it's not.
No,
I'm
it's
like,
not.
I'm like, yeah, that's him. He's like, that doesn't make sense.
They don't want to know. Yeah, they're like, what? This doesn't compute. Dude, you just broke his brain.
HB gets out of the way, and Patrick now
He's, 8, about to be 9.
8, okay.
has a tough decision. A lot of money in the pot. He's only got 970 behind, and he does make the call. And unfortunately, he's going to see the bad news here. Noah flopped it. Well, it appears that the players have discussed an ICM chop. Down to heads up, they have almost identical stacks. Garcia, slight leader there. And you saw those payouts on the board.
Yeah, those are definitely adjusted.
Yeah, they're very close to the same. Looks like they're just playing for a couple $1,000.
Way higher than poker coach.
8 folds.
Patrick, do your clients call you
9
coach?
raises to 100. 1 folds.
A lot of things.
2
A
folds.
lot of names, probably. There's a lot of things that I'm not
Noah,
Counting the stacks
another
there, you
pocket
see
pair. 9s
on
again.
the right side,
4 calls 100. 5 folds.
getting exact counts. And tournament director Dave Phelps
Teach them.
doing the ICM calculation.
They haven't learned yet.
Going set mining with the Draggers. 4 players to the flop.
Because I know what you're
And a
thinking.
top set for Noah.
And flops straight for Patrick. The nuts
7 checks. 8 9 checks. Check around.
checks around. Nuts get nuttier.
4 checks.
As HV turns top pair.
200. 7 folds.
Yeah, now chips are going to start going in.
9 calls 200.
Yeah.
I was Luffy for Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Noah just calling here with a set of
Yeah, my
9s.
son's a big fan.
Nice.
Yeah, super connected board. 2 diamonds from the flop.
To meet all the people that did all the voice actors. Like
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
And HV is kept in.
The anime best verse or something.
Wow, pairs,
Okay.
9s full now.
Or NRG.
Oh, it was. Oh, in Houston, that's
Yeah.
sick.
Terrible card for Patrick.
They
He's
had him
reaching
and
for
then like
chips.
all the Dragon Ball Z voice actors.
Yeah.
Also.
Oh, that's super
Goes
cool.
for value, bets
Yeah,
4-4. Yeah, so it is confirmed. We do have a chop here between Raul Garcia, who will take first place at 40,410, and Adrian Curry will take second place with 39,480. Almost identical stacks. What a run. Congratulations to Garcia and to Curry. Almost identical. Thanks for watching. Come on back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central for a cash stream. For Kyle Miller, Stamp Outs in. Good night.
See ya. Good luck at the tables.
No, counting the stacks.